This is Dave Espino from daveespino.com, and today's Daily Hustle, I want to talk about how to defeat the fear of rejection. Now, I grew up very shy and introverted, and I was afraid of rejection. I was deathly afraid of rejection. And it wasn't until I experienced this one particular business that I got into where I experienced massive amounts of rejection on purpose that I was able to defeat the fear of rejection, and it gave me so much confidence. So in today's video, I want to highlight a gentleman by the name of Jia Jiang who did an experiment to experience 100 days of rejection. What he actually did was he put himself into situations where he was bound to be rejected for particular reasons. I'll give you a couple of examples here. And when he did that, he learned a tremendous amount about himself and a tremendous amount about his fear of rejection, and it helped him to defeat the fear of rejection. So I'm going to have the link to this page in the description box below this video so you can reference it for yourself. But I just want to hit on a few highlights, some of the things that he did to face rejection. And it's over here. Here's one. On day one, what he did was he set out to borrow $100 from a total stranger. So where he worked, he went downstairs and he saw a big guy sitting behind the desk. It looked like a security guard. And he just approached him and he said, "Hey, sir, can I borrow $100 from you?" And he looked up and he said, "No, why?" And Gia just said, "No, I'm sorry." And he ran away. And that was his first experience with purposely facing rejection. But he was filming himself because he was doing a video blog of this. And when he looked at the video, he watched the video, he found that the guy was not that menacing. He was just a chubby, lovable guy. And he even asked why he wanted to borrow $100. So he wasn't outright pounding him with rejection. He actually had a decent response to his question. And then he tried something called the burger refill. He was at a fast food restaurant, and after he ate his burger, he went up to the counter and said, "Can I get a burger refill?" Kind of like a drink refill. And they said they wouldn't do that, but the guy said, "Maybe I'll talk to my manager and see if he can do it." And they rejected him. They said no to him. But everything was so calming and comfortable because they weren't hitting him with rejection like he kind of expected he would be. They were open to the idea, in other words. And so rejection was not as bad as he thought it was going to be. And then one other example is where he went to a donut place and he asked if they could make a donut in the shape of the Olympic rings. So multiple donuts put together. And the person there actually said, "Yeah, let me try that," and actually tried it and made it for him. And that was a kind of a turnaround for him because he found out that if he hadn't have asked for that special donut, he may not have gotten it, number one. But number two is that that person completely did not reject him and did not reject his idea and actually welcomed the idea to be creative and do something cool and new for him. So these were three examples that I read in his transcript of the TED Talk video, and I want to share also my experience with rejection. I got involved in financial services early on, and in the financial services business that I was in, I was able to build my own agency. I was able to hire and recruit people into my team and build my own office. So that was what I was setting out to do, but I had to talk to hundreds and hundreds of people to find people that might be interested in getting into the financial services business with me. And remember, I was very shy, very introverted, and I was also very young, and I looked even younger than I was. I think I was about 22, 23, but I looked like I was about 16. So I had to deal with a tremendous amount of rejection in two different ways. One was cold calling out of the phone book, just calling people that were random strangers and talking to them about a potential business opportunity. That was extremely difficult. I got everything from a very kind and polite no to people slamming the phone down on me saying, "Don't ever call me again," very angrily, you know. And I faced rejection. I faced a tremendous amount of rejection. And the second way that I faced rejection was actually being out on the streets of Pasadena, California, and talking to strangers face to face about an opportunity, a business opportunity. And that was also extremely difficult. But I found out that face to face, people were even less likely to be angry or to reject me in a negative way. They were actually pretty kind and pretty okay, and just actually almost kind of overly polite because they knew that I was putting myself in a vulnerable position to face rejection. So, what these experiences taught me was that the average human being, like 90 to 95% of human beings, are kind, will be gentle when you put yourself in a vulnerable position or you put yourself in a position where you might face their rejection. They actually go out of their way to try to be nice and to let you down easy when you're facing that rejection. But what that did for me in the bigger scheme of things was it made me realize that I could talk to anybody. I mean, on the streets of Pasadena and Los Angeles, I talked to everyone from a very lowly blue collar worker all the way to investment bankers. And I was talking to every strata of American life, lawyers, engineers, draftsmen, blue collar workers, all types of people. And what I found was that not only could I communicate with all types of people, but the world did not end. And it's one thing for me to share that with you in this video and for you to, kind of consciously understand that you can do that and the world will not end. But it's a whole nother thing for you to go out and be involved in some kind of a business where you talk to a lot of people. Typically, a sales business will do this for you. And when you talk to a lot of people and you don't get massively angrily rejected, we feel like the sky's going to fall down, the world's going to end, we feel like it's going to be horrible, but it ends up being not that bad. People are generally nice to you. And when they see that you're putting yourself in a vulnerable situation or in a situation where you might be rejected, they're very kind to you and they let you down easily. And it's actually much more pleasant than you could ever imagine. So if this is one of your fears, fearing rejection, work to put yourself into those positions. Get out of your shell and push yourself to do these things or to just talk to a lot of people. Even if you just need to talk to more people in your day-to-day experiences than you normally wouldn't. Like I would normally just kind of keep to myself in most experiences. But what you want to do is push yourself to be talkative, be communicating with a lot of people. Put yourself in more situations where you might be rejected, and you will be amazed at how nice people are, how they let you down easy, and how empathetic they are towards you and towards your situation. Hope you got a lot out of today's video, and if you'd like some help with building your confidence and being able to deal with rejection, I have a brand new course that I just created all about how to build your confidence. How to build your confidence in a variety of different scenarios. And it falls in line with some of the things we're talking about here today, but it goes even deeper and even better in terms of what I did in my own life to build my confidence and to build my self-esteem. So if you're interested in that, I've got a great discount for you. Just look below this video and you'll find that as well as the TED Talk that we just talked about in the video. I'll see you tomorrow on the Daily Hustle.